Hello guys, today I will explaining chapter 12 of Reality Quest. So now without wasting more time, let's begin. In the beginning of the chapter, we are shown the scene from 6 days ago where we see Dowan, who is saying bye to Shaun, and after this, a system window pops up in front of him where it is written that he has completed the Boy Become Man quest, and just because he has completed 8 quests in a row in a chain, that's why his rewards are being calculated. Where as a reward, Dowan gets a bunch of keys, one of which is the golden key and 4 are the bronze keys. Dowan becomes crazy after seeing these, where the system also tells Dowan that he has to use these keys at once, and if he uses one key and doesn't use the rest, then the other keys will disappear anyway. Dowan says that even if you didn't tell me, I would have used them at once, but Dowan is also thinking that I should save these keys for the future because I don't know what I can get in the next quest, so according to that, I can use them then. However, Dowan gets very irritated to use these keys, but he somehow manages to save these keys, and then the scene shifts to the present moment where Dowan says, "Hey loser, do you know that Shaun has a weakness?" This guy behind him says, "No, I don't think that monster has a weakness." Dowan says, "How unfortunate," and as soon as he says this, Dowan comes out of that alley and runs to another place where we see that Dowan's condition has deteriorated. He is thinking in his mind that I felt that my heart will come out of my chest anyway. He opens the system window in front of him and uses his golden key, where the golden key unlocks a random skill, and the skill he got this time is Gap Jab. Anyway, the name of this skill is very strange, that's why we are going to call it in future Blind Spot Attack. To use it, mana points are required 20, and its specialty is that where the opponent has put his guard down, its attack hits directly there. However, Dowan is very impressed with this skill, but now he required mana points. He says that he unlocks it with mana points and his bronze key. He has already got 100 mana points, which are more than sufficient for a fight, and Dowan is thinking side by side that the person is Xiongyu. He was a part of the track team, I mean his speed will be very good, so no doubt I should use my remaining keys here. Although we can't see where he used the keys, the scene shifts from here. We see a bus scene behind which a girl is running, but we see Xiongyu. He is going to hold her hair from behind, but then Dowan comes there which pulls him back by holding his collar, and here Dowan's quest is completed. Dowan says in fear that is there any chance that if I apologize to you then you will forgive me, and then another system window pops up on which it is written that chain quest will be followed, and Dowan has got the next quest in which he has to defeat Xiongyu. And then what next moment we see that Dowan has used blind spot on Xiong, where he has hit a wonderful hit no doubt from this attack. Xiong has been damaged a lot, he has bent down, and in a very scary way he says, "You are my sister's horse," and seeing this, Dowan runs away from there, but as soon as he turns back and sees Xiong is just behind him, he holds Dowan with his back and throws him in the other direction as if Dowan falls far away, and he is thinking in his mind that despite taking such a critical hit, can anyone run so fast? Xiong is coming to him while walking and says, "What do you think, you are faster than me?" But before he could complete his point, Dowan again uses blind spot on him, and this time he hits a 3-strike combo, and with that he says, "Wow, I think I am much faster than you," and in his mind he is thinking, "Wow, what I just did was not that cool," and Dowan is thinking this guy named Xiong is very weak, he can handle him, but his misunderstanding gets cleared soon. As soon as Xiong throws his bag down, there is a huge explosion, and Dowan gets to know that it was so slow just because of this bag, and very next moment before this Dowan can react, Xiong comes in front of him. Dowan again tries blind spot on him, but Xiong dodges. Face, he says, "Say it again," and in the meantime Dowan strikes again, but Xiong also dodges it, and while hitting one more punch he says, "Say it again," and while saying this he hits Dowan so hard that Dowan falls back while getting beaten up, and Xiong comes to him and says, "You son of a bitch, I don't know when I saw you in school, why did you mess with me?" While Dowan is thinking in his mind, should I use Falcon Drop, but he has a lot of mana requirement, and the kind of speed this guy has, there are a lot of chances that he will block Falcon Drop. Well, I don't think so, I don't know anything about fight, I think my work is going to be done. And then Xiong comes to him and says, "Paralyzed or coma, tell me, what will you choose?" Dowan attacks him and says, "You are not one of them, you son of a bitch," and he again tries blind spot on Xiong, but Xiong was dodging him easily. But then we see Dowan's one punch finally landed on Xiong's face, and seeing this Xiong is also shocked that how did he hit this. That's why we are shown Dowan says there is a very simple rule in games: when you are doing a very fast attack on your opponent, then in that fast attack you merge a slow attack. This reduces the chances of your opponent's survival, and Dowan used the same technique here, with the help of which he landed a hit on Xiong. And then we are shown the scene of the past where Dowan used those keys. Dowan knew that he won't be able to beat Xiong in terms of speed, then whatever branch he had, he used it all in his attack. I mean, he increased his attack abilities a lot, and now his total attacking power is 31 points. But meanwhile Xiong charges on Dowan again. Dowan also looks at him and says, "It doesn't matter, even though I don't like fights." Thank you guys to watching this video, and also do not get to subscribe and like to watch the next part of Reality Quest. Hello guys, today I will explaining chapter 13 of Reality Quest. So now without wasting any more time let's begin. I don't know anything about it, but one thing I'm sure about is that I'm never going to lose a game in this fight. With this, Xiong is very close to him. Dowan is thinking in his mind, now that I'm taking this fight like a game, I'll have to observe my opponent's pattern first. And while saying this, Dowan uses a blind spot on him again, but Xiong dodges it easily, and he's about to throw a punch at Dowan. Dowan prepares his defense, but then he lands a kick instead of a punch on Dowan. The force of this kick is so strong that Dowan falls back while flying, and Xiong says, "You only get hit once, there is no chance of you landing a hit on me again." And then we see Dowan, who is saying that this bastard was in the track team before, I should have been careful that he would be very expert in using his kicks. Anyway, Dowan charges towards Xiong again while getting up from his place. He also tries a lot of blind spot attacks on Xiong at the same time, but Xiong dodges them very easily and goes back. But then finally, Dowan lands a hit on Xiong with the help of his own trick. And when he thinks that his work is done, he notices that Xiong has caught his elephant. And before that, Dowan was able to react to this movement. Xiong kicks his kick and breaks Dowan's jaw. And after hitting one punch, he throws Dowan back and says, "What do you think? Do you think you will work on me again? Now I will not show you any mercy, but now I will break you in such a way that you remember all your life." And that's when we see Dowan, who has completely lost his mind. The guy says, "Now I have no other option, my HP is about to run out, and I have 40 mana points left, which means I can only use the blind spot twice." But that's when Dowan notices something in the open system window in front of him. He says, "What is this?" And Xiong, who has come close to him, says that this is a kick. But before he could land his kick, Dowan lands such a dangerous kick on Xiong's other leg while rotating on the ground, that Xiong's balance is disturbed. And Dowan says here, unlike the falcon drop, there is no such body part mentioned in the blind spot where this skill attacks. And when I read its name, I thought I should use my fingers to use this skill, but I was wrong. Because this is a skill that I can activate with any part of the body. But anyway, what matters now is that I can only use this skill once. And while saying this, Dowan tries to block his vision with Xiong's jacket. And with this, Dowan is thinking of landing an attack on Xiong, but Xiong dodges it very easily. And he kicks Dowan so fast that Dowan falls far away while eating meatballs again. And that's when this madman picks up the brick lying next to him and says, "This will be right, I should have used it from the beginning." And that's when we see a past scene, where we see that a 100-meter race has taken place and its winner is about to be announced. Where Xiong wants first place, but he comes second. And after this, we see the scene at Xiong's house, where his father is hitting him very badly with a bat. And we get Xiong's voiceover here, where he says, "Whenever I failed in coming first, I had to get beaten up by my father all night long. Just because my father was an ex-champion before, but he lost both his legs in a car accident, after which he left racing forever." And Xiong's father says while hitting him, "You should keep this in mind, Xiong, that what I couldn't do, now you have to do it. You will have to come first in every race. And whenever we meet again, don't disappoint me." And after that, we see Xiong, who has worked very hard to fulfill those expectations. He used to run all night long until he couldn't vomit. And he always carried a sandbag on his back so that his speed could increase as much as possible. But despite doing all this, we see that Xiong's rank comes second. And he feels that it is not possible for him to reach the first rank because there is a big gap between him and the first rank. But then he suddenly gets an idea. And after that, we see the night scene, where Xiong has called that guy who had come first in the racing competition. That guy comes there and says, "Xiong, why did you call me here?" But before that, he could have fulfilled his promise. The same second prize trophy comes flying and hits that guy in the face. And after that, Xiong beats him so much, that he literally puts that guy in a coma. And this was the moment from where Xiong's madness of coming first reached a different level. And after that, the scene shifts to the present, where we see that Xiong has a brick in his hand and he walks towards Dowan and says, "I have already put someone in a coma. And just because of that bastard, I was also thrown out of the track team. And that wasn't enough. After that, my dad also disowned me. Anyway, just because I was underage, that's why I didn't have to go to jail. And while saying this, he is about to hit Dowan with a brick. But then he notices that there is something on his head. He sees that there is an octopus on his head. And while looking at that octopus, Dowan takes a deep breath and says, "When I pulled it back, I put an octopus in its bag. But thank God it hasn't fallen yet." But Xiong catches that octopus and says, "What do you think? These childish things will work on me." But the very next moment, he notices that some liquid is going into his eyes. He closes his eyes and says, and Dowan stands up from his place and says, "Hey fool, the octopus you just pressed, this is just its ink. What else?" So finally, now that I have blocked its sight, it's time to use the gap jab. Just because now I have only one chance, so I have to finish this fight in one attack. Where Dowan lands a great hit on Xiong's head while jumping. And in his mind, saying thank you to Aaron, he comes up and hits his head directly in Xiong's jaw. Thank you guys to watching this video, and also do not get to subscribe and like to watch the next part of Reality Quest.